3.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy King Jives. What is going on? What is going on? Can I get an applause for the people? Oh, shoot. Come on in. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? What's up, y'all? Good morning. What's up, y'all? Good morning. What's up, New Orleans? Hey, Jonathan James. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. What's going on? What's going on? All right, all right, all right. Hey. All right. Listen, good morning to each and every last one of you all. Hope all is well with you all. Hey, what's going on? I see y'all down there. I see you. What's up from Georgia? Hot Georgia. Listen, y'all, let's go ahead and this one. Listen, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Listen, what's up, y'all? Today we have a great show. We're going to be talking about the things. I'm going over with a good friend of mine, and we're going to be talking about this stuff. Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna go on. It's hair. That's what it is, Otis. It's hair. Listen, so at least I ain't got the white one on today. So, anyways, y'all, I just felt like, just add a little something, a little pizzazz. Pull this on back to the back so I won't be all in the way. Yeah, that's kind of cute though. Kind of cute. Watch out now. But no, seriously, there's so much stuff to be talked about, and I honestly feel like this. This is me. I honestly feel like this. That if the older generation is not going to step up to the plate and make some moves with this, it's left up to the younger generation. No ifs, ands, or buts. I ain't gonna lie. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like the younger generation, baby, listen here. We not from the 1970s. We not from, hey, brother, what's going on? We're not from 1930. We not from 1585. We not from 1601. We not from slavery, baby. We don't even know what slavery like, and we not going to slavery. Hello, I'm trying to tell you, baby, this ain't what this about to be. There, you see me, brother. You see me. He spread my curls out. We not gonna go that way. We not, baby. I keep saying that if we keep going down this road, there is going to be ramifications in this country. I'm dead serious. Like, y'all can come on in, y'all share this on your Facebooks, share it with 11,000 people on your Facebook, tag your neighbors and your friends, tell them that the king is on. Okay. Now, seriously. Seriously, I was at a little pillow talk last night. You know what I'm saying? Great conversation amongst grown adults, grown men. Great conversation. Great conversation. And it's like, at some point, I do feel like whether you're black, white, indigenous, Chinese, African, Australian, whatever you choose to be in your life, whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to learn how to live amongst each other. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, Miss Sandra, they really want a race war. They really want a race war, and they want it bad. And it's like, at the cost of what? They keep giving us movies like The Purge and everything of that nature. And I'm like, y'all, like, Marcia, niece, we was gonna get into the things, but you just came right on out and said it. You said, I haven't seen the church leaders talking about what's going on in Mississippi. Hello, like,
really, nigga?
I mean, seriously, what are saints, ain'ts, and friends at? Because again, we're in 2023, right? We're in 2023. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I mean this emphatically. So you mean in 2023, 2023. 2023. You gonna let some folks walk up in your house. Oh, I'm talking good today. I ain't even got the organ hooked up. You mean to tell me in 2023, you gonna let a group of white men walk up in your house with pitchforks, guns ablazing, telling you, well, they kind of do that with the police. But again, like I said, you're gonna let them come in there with, because they ain't got on hoodies now. They don't wear hoodies. You know, they wear police badges. They do. They wear police badges and suits and things. That's what they do. This what we doing? This what we doing. So my thing is, it's like, okay, what y'all gonna do? Y'all preaching that we gonna think about heaven later? Or I'm looking to go up to be with Jesus. Oh gosh, that's what we gonna be preaching in the church. See, this is why I ain't gonna tell you no lie, y'all. Like being all jokes aside, like this is why I can deal with a Jamal Bryant. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Jessica. Great. Ain't this hair nice? This girl. I got a little ponytail today. Got a little ponytail. Little ponytail. You, baby, let me tell you something. How about this? You don't like what you see? Get yourself on somewhere. How about that? Okay, so anyways, this is the thing. Where do we see ourselves moving? Where do we see ourselves progressing as a people? You know what I'm saying? Where do we see ourselves progressing as a people? I'm not talking about black, white, gay, straight. I'm talking about as a people, as a human race of people. Where do we see ourselves progressing? Because I'm telling you, I'm sick of T. Oh, Deers, I already put his ass on timeout. You a moderator, you got it. Where do we see ourselves progressing as a people? You get what I'm saying? Like as a people, where do we see ourselves going? Are we going to continuously sit out here and be like, no, because what's really going on right now? What's really going on right now? They're giving us BS distractions, right? They're giving us BS distractions. And then they're turning around and they're doing something else behind the scenes. And then when they pop up, they're going to say, well, we've been doing this all the time. I'm not being prophetic with you. I'm letting you know what's real. So they're going to be doing stuff behind the scenes and then turn around and say, oh, well, we've been doing this since such and such a time. Y'all just ain't been paying attention. This is why I always say, pay attention. Pay attention. Watch everything. Listen to everything. Listen to stuff that you ain't supposed to be listening to. Listen to it all. Listen to it. Period. Ain't nobody talking to me in these comments. There's 70-some people on this live. Where y'all from? Let me see where y'all from. All right, well, it's a whole bunch of people on the YouTube page. Y'all tell me where y'all from in these comment sections. Tell me where y'all from. I know Derek's over there in St. Pete and Jessica over there from old Carolinas and stuff. I think Olivia, where you from? You over there, in Atlanta, ain't you? Trump, yes, Miss Mary. Trump did the same exact thing. Olivia's in Houston, Maurice is in Cincinnati, James in Maryland. Miss Darnita's in Germany. You still in Germany, girl? Otis is in Milwaukee. Yeez is in Birmingham. Jordan in Memphis. Oh, we talking about my home city today. We talking about Memphis. Don't worry about it. We talking about Memphis. I see y'all. Just because I'm in Savannah. Oh, okay. But seriously, in Memphis, in Memphis. In Memphis. Hey, y'all, I see y'all down there. In Memphis, right? In Memphis. See, y'all, I can pull off all types of hair. I'm bald head and I still can pull some hair off. Hello, don't let me get a good lace front on here. In Memphis alone, they're passing bills. And I said this, I had to go to an LGBTQ caucus the other day. Hey, Mama Angela, I had to go to a LGBT caucus, Democratic caucus, a couple of days ago. And I told them, I said, they're passing bills, right? Come on. I need y'all to talk to me. Auntie Tab, share this on your Facebook page. Ryan Amir, share this on your Facebook page and tell the niggas to get on here. We talking some real good stuff. I'm just sitting back. I'm just sitting back and I'm just looking at everything. And I'm like, you can tell what's really going on, right? You can tell what's really going on. Black folks is so caught up in the drama of dumb stuff, like dumb stuff. Black folks is caught up in just, girl, did you see? Yes, girl, yes. Babe, we got Carisha and everybody, and ain't nothing wrong with it because it's just entertainment to pass time. But at the end of the day, I'm like, baby, pay attention over here. Pay attention over here. Pay attention over here. Because what these niggas over here is doing is going to affect you in the long run. Oh, hello, it's going to affect you. So I'm being so serious. Lord have mercy. It's going to affect you in the long run. So we're sitting here. Let me do this. I'm telling you, we're missing what's going on in the back rooms. And nobody's saying nothing. And I keep trying to tell y'all, I said this to you all last week. I said, I am not worried about the church. Okay. I said, I am not worried about the church. I'm not worried about the church. I'm not even, looking for the church to step in to do anything but what the church has been doing thus far. And that's nothing. Nothing at all. The only time they going to government is when they want some money. And I mean, sad to say, but it's just so true. Only time you're going to see the church folks coming to the government is when they want some money or when they need this or when they need that. Ain't nobody. Baby, we need to be absolutely at the table. I said this before, I said it again. The church leaders need to be at the table hearing what's going on because you are the leaders in the community. And the politicians and everything come to you to find out what's going on, to find out how to get your people to vote for them so that they can make some the decisions in the community. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But we're not doing anything. The church leaders are sitting back. But we see everybody else outside the church talking about it. Nobody inside. So Memphis, Tennessee is in cahoots with Ron DeSantis. With Ron DeSantis. And they're in cahoots trying to pass bills, pass laws. And like I told them when I was at the meeting just this week, I said, this has nothing to do with white men. Matter of fact, this has nothing to do with white people. But this has all to do with Black and brown individuals and the LGBTQIA. Period. Has all to do with Black and brown individuals and the LGBTQIA. I say what I said. They don't like it. And what they trying to tell you is
fuck your life. Bing bang.
That's what they really trying to tell you. And I'm sitting back looking like,
bruh.
So my thing is this. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Can I get 100 people on the live? Can I get 100 people on the live on Facebook alone? Can I get 100 people on the live on YouTube alone? I'm telling you, I took a picture yesterday. I had, this is how it works. I had 300 and some people on yesterday. Was it yesterday or was the day before yesterday? I'm up here talking about dickhead, and everybody want to sit out here and get a kiki. I'm telling you, I had to do a screenshot because I said I just want to show y'all, like, this is what the people want. And I felt some type of way because I'm like, y'all, this is so important. This is so important. While we're getting kikis and kakas, this is so important. Y'all open your eyes. Forget talking about staying woke. Open your eyes. Oh, I'm woke. No, wake up. Hello, wake up. Open your eyes, because you know you can be woke with your eyes closed. You can be woke with your eyes closed. Y'all ain't. Hey, listen, Linda, listen. I'm gonna say it one more time for y'all back there in the bike. I know I just said a whole mouthful right there. You can be woke with your eyes still closed. Somebody don't hear me. Darius, they can be walking around talking about, I'm woke. I understand everything. I see it. This ain't nobody, but your eyes are closed because you ain't doing nothing. Right? You ain't doing it. Now look here, Saints, Aints, and friends. All the peoples. I just listen, my brother's here, right? You know, us Memphians, I'm a Floridian and a Memphian, you know what I'm saying? I am bilocational. But look, I want y'all to welcome my brother and my friend, Devante Hill, who is also an activist and a front runner like myself. You know, I get out there in the streets, but I talk my shit up here, you know what I'm saying? Because I can reach a whole lot of people, and I'll be marching at the center. So I want y'all to welcome, God damn it, Devante Hill. What's up? All right, Sharon. All right. What's going on, man?
Man of God, what's on your head?
Listen, I told you, I was trying to decide if I was going to do a piece today. You know what I'm saying? I felt like doing a little piece of hair. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to, you know. It seemed like the people like my hair. They, you know, I'm trying to be India.Arie. I am not my hair.
I just say let the Lord use you, however it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me on your show, man.
Man, I appreciate you for real. You know, we have been conversating about this situation, and I was like, you know, let's just hold this because it's so much stuff that we do need to talk about. But it's like, why is it that it's just the younger generation that want to talk about this? And it's like, you know, I go to these, like I was just saying a little while ago, I go to these meetings and it's nothing but old white people there. Like old white people. Yeah. I went to an LGBTQ Democratic caucus, and this is no slight to them because they're doing the work. You know, it was like old ass white people there. And I'm like, again, still looking around like, so we not at the meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've come into a time and a space to where at least this generation, maybe even the generation right before mine, of course, I'm a millennial. But I know for a fact millennials, which, you know, can get all the way up to age 40, you know, even dating back to Gen Z, which will take you back to about 17 at this rate. You know, these age groups aren't playing. They're not joking. We're going to stand up. We're going to say what we've got to say. We're gonna make sure that no one is left behind, even if we don't share the same lifestyle as they. All of us have to be willing to stand on the front line for all of us. We can't just march when it's a young Black man being marginalized and not march when it is a young Black trans that has been marginalized. So the work is just required across the board. And I think that our generation, both millennial and Gen Z, have vehemently made up our minds that we're not going to sit back in the corner and be a part of a generation of lost testimonies.
Correct. No, we were sitting there and see, you do a lot of work all over the place, but you're between Atlanta and Memphis. And so how is the movement, especially in Memphis? Because we from Memphis. So how is the movement in Memphis? Because you I've seen a lot of pictures of you at Mason Temple, and I'm like, I wonder what they think about that.
I haven't necessarily gotten the response that I'd like to get from the Church of God in Christ as it pertains to a lot of these massive moments. As it pertains to a lot of these massive moments that a lot of us see on our TV screens. One thing I can say, and I do love, and I love to see, is Bishop Sheard. Oftentimes making sure that he's putting a statement out, in regards to like Tyree or George Floyd or whatever those.
Put a statement out.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit bigger than just a statement. I think it's a bit bigger than just having a moment, having a camera moment, or hosting a press conference. The time has moved dramatically beyond the scope of that type of work. I think that work is necessary, but we have to get to the table and create systemic changes, which is one of the things that we've been doing here in Dallas with Mark Cuban on dismantling title loan lending practices that have taken advantage of Black communities and underbanked communities. So I oftentimes go back when we're leading these marches and protests, and we end up at Mason Temple, not for the Church of God in Christ's sake, but to take us back to the moment where Dr. King once envisioned a more freeing, a more promising, a more inclusive society.
Yes.
So when I oftentimes lead our groups there, it is for that moment, not necessarily for the Church of God in Christ, if you will. To which I love our dear old church, and I have a great degree of regard and respect for it. But as it pertains to the movement, the reason why the Black Lives Matter movement was birthed is because of the silence of the Black church. So it has been like the dad that you love and that lives in the house, but hasn't necessarily been present to be a father.
Agree. You said something that kind of struck me, because I was actually dealing with the lawyers who are involved in this situation. So, they have the whole situation with Bank of America and, with the mortgages and things of that nature, especially down here in Florida. And so I was talking with the lawyers that are involved in that. And it is so many people that's been taken advantage of by these situations. Nobody's protecting them. There's no laws or anything like that. Everybody's just kind of smoothing this over. It becomes a social media post that goes viral for the moment, and then give it a month, and then we're not talking about it no more. I mean, look at, what's the girl name who just, Shaquilla Robinson? Like, I mean, I know for me, it's not a big thing no more. Like, she passed, we sent up all kind of smoke, and we just got crazy all over social media. We've moving on.
Yeah, I think that social media is, again, a tool of the millennial generation, and it's also a tool of Gen Z. But I think we have to be cognizant of what these tools are for. And I think that social media is and has been used instrumentally, for awareness. But beyond awareness and beyond press and beyond public media, what work are we doing to create real change? What can we say 10 years from now came of the great awareness of Breonna Taylor or the great awareness of George Floyd, which is why it's so important that legislative action follows these great moments, that is not just a post or a social media tag, but it ought to prompt us to get our tails out there and vote, and make sure that we are putting people in office that represent our pains in moments such as this.
Correct.
And I'm just super proud of front runners like yourself and other millennials and other young people who are out standing up for something, you know, and standing up for someone other than themselves. You know, you don't want to wait until it hits your door before it's a Black Lives Matter, or before it's a trans lives matter, or before it's a gay lives matter, or whatever the situation is. Don't wait till it hits your neighborhood, because then you're going to want everyone to be a part of the movement that's striking your heartstrings. And so why wait? Injustice to one of us is injustice to absolutely every one of us.
So, you know, let me see, where was this thing at? The movement with, hold on, let me see if I can find this. So, you know, oh, wait a minute, hold on. It's on pause. Okay, there we go. Okay. So the situation with, well, you know, they're banning the LGBT flag in states now, right now. I know that. As far as with the LGBTQ, Black lives and everything, what we're seeing, especially with Ron DeSantis, and the thing, what we're seeing, I had another thought. I was going to go there. I just had to catch myself. What we're seeing is, it's like, why are we talking about this? Because if people really take the time to stop and think, like literally stop and think, a drag queen reading to a child is not harming them, is not detrimental to them, nobody's being hurt, none of these things. Matter of fact, if we stop for a second and think, when these people are coming to read to children, there has to be consent. Because I know when I had to do, obviously I'm not a drag queen, no, but when I was in the school system and we would do anything with children, anything with elementary, high school, whatever the case may be, we had to get the parents' consent to say yes, no, or yes, I'll be present. I'm looking at this stuff that they're spewing across the news, and I'm like, you're saying that you don't want drag queens to read to children, but in these very same videos that you're showing us, I see parents there. I see guardians there. So I'm confused as to where you're saying that, you know, that they're forcing something on kids or showing them something that they don't need to see or whatever. And I'm like, they got consent. Then on top of that, you know, it's the thing that they want to take Black history out of the schools. They want to take AP courses and things. And I keep telling people, this is not about white folks. This is not about white people. This is all about us. And until we take a stand and collectively come together and do something that's going to make a difference and hit hard, we're going to forever be fighting this situation. You on mute.
Well, you got to ask yourself, you know, why is legislation geared towards the LGBTQ community without first pressing the issue of gun legislation? You know, you got.
Oh, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're going to have to clap on that one. Somebody said the very thing. That's it. Gun laws. Gun laws.
Where are our priorities, and where is our real shame? And I use "our" loosely in reference to Republican governors and Republican lawmakers. Where is our real shame when, and what are we really hiding when we prioritize drag queens reading to children over passing gun laws that actually keep those children safe? in schools, not just in their neighborhoods, but safe in schools. And so we are not dealing with sane people. We are not dealing with people who, genuinely care about humanity. These are people who are eagerly looking to have control. And I think in reference to DeSantis and a lot of the Republican governors, I think they are looking to recharge the base of Donald Trump. And the only way to do that is to chant and move forward with extremist type of legislations. I don't tell people how to parent their children, and I try to stay out of the business of telling a person what's good for their child and what isn't. What I will say is gun laws protecting children in school is far more important than drag queens reading to children in public. It's just like it's like trying to wash your clothes without first paying your water bill. It's like why worry about why am I worried about kids being read to without first keeping the kids safe from gun laws?
Devante, do you remember and I know
one more prop out. I'm going.
Do you remember Columbine?
Help me understand.
Do you remember the shooting in Columbine?
Oh,
Columbine.
Yes.
Drag queens was reading the kids then. do you remember just not too long ago that massive shooting that was at that high school?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nobody is making a big deal about any of this stuff. But again, the smoke screen is drag queens, Black history, Black people. They even want to throw up here about lynching. Like, I was like, I said, nigga, lynching?
In the state of Tennessee?
Lynching. This is in our state. Well, I'm in Florida and Tennessee, but this is in our state. Like, you really think that you finna, wait, hold on. You really think that you finna pass a law that y'all are okay with lynching? Because this lynching bill, law, whatever, ain't got nothing to do with white folks. Because again,
they had their way. If they had their way, it would definitely be a thing. If they had their way, we would still live in the Jim Crow era.
Oh, but they're trying to pass the Jim Crow thing in Mississippi.
Yeah. Like I said, don't you dare think, the Republican Party hadn't necessarily gotten over Obama being the president.
Oh, let me tell you something. They're still mad about Obama's.
Yeah.
And they pissing mad about Obama's.
Yeah. The fact that Kamala is a Black woman and a woman, and she is vice president, strikes their nerves all the more. And, in their minds, in their minds, they have convinced themselves that this election was stolen. And so don't you dare think that the Republican Party isn't preparing themselves to recharge the base without Donald Trump. They have just simply learned what Donald Trump was doing, which is ranting and raving, extremist behavior, and chartering the trick of hate and misogyny and bigotry. And they've adopted these mentalities and adopted these methodologies and realized that that's the way to ignite the flame of this extremist redneck base. That most of them were on the United States Capitol January the 6th. And we've realized how we can get them to not just come to the state capitol. I mean, not just come to the United States Capitol, but also get them to the polls as well without Donald Trump, which is why they are moving Donald Trump out and keeping his methodologies and allowing people like DeSantis to operate within that realm.
So with that being said, and I don't want anyone to take this as this is like a I can't even get the right word, but like I'm pushing forward for violence. However, if they're going to pass laws and bills that is geared towards the further entreatment of Black people, of more abuse, more killings, more violence, what is it going to look like for Black people to stand up, not violence for violence, but to protect themselves? Because what's this again? This is ultimately is a Black and brown versus the whites. And if we start retaliating and going into their spaces, because what January 6th last year, that was last year, right? No. That was 2 years ago. What January 6th showed us was that white people can do this, but you niggas better not try it.
True statement.
They walked in the Capitol, right?
No, they didn't walk in the Capitol. They climbed the Capitol.
Okay, hold on. I gotta do this. Wait a minute, because I got hot now. Wait a minute.
They climbed the walls of the Capitol, burst the windows out, and
took podiums, went into Nancy Pelosi's office, took things out of there,
defecated in the hallways. And you know what made me real pissed off? Can I just say, I used to work on Capitol Hill in those very hallways. Black people built the United States Capitol. Slaves built the United States Capitol. When it was burned down, sometime during the Civil War, when it was burned to the ground, guess who rebuilt it? Black people rebuilt the Capitol. And you know what pissed me off? After January the 6th, on January the 7th, Black people had to clean the Capitol up. So it's always Black people having to come and clean up and overlook and get over and forgive and let go of, the actions of extreme white people. Just keeping it real with you, just to the farthest right extreme. It's always Black people that's having to clean up that mess. And I think
with a smile and everything's okay. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. What I think what it's gonna take, for starters, it's gonna take us actively getting out to the polls and voting. We have to vote locally so that our states can reflect the laws that we are pushing for federally. It makes no sense for us to show up for federal elections, like for Congress and Senate and the president, and not show up for city council and county commissioner.
Yes.
It makes no and House of Representatives and state representatives. It makes absolutely no sense. So we've got to make sure that we are present at the polls. The greatest way for us to defend ourselves is through our vote. And I know a lot of us don't really get into the politics of that, but please don't have an opinion about what's happening at the White House.
What you said?
Don't have an opinion. Don't post about it. Don't say anything about it.
If your monkey ass went down there at the local.
So we have to make sure that we are represented in those spaces that are already allocated to us. They're trying to take those rights. So if we don't use them, we are abusing them. Can y'all just type that in the comments? If we don't use those rights, we are still abusing them. So we have to make sure that we are voting. In addition to that, we have to support our grassroots communities, those communities that are actively every day doing the work that our state government and our federal government aren't doing. We have to make sure that we are supporting them. And in addition to that, we've got to make our voice heard and known. We've got to stand up, protest if we have to, stand in the middle of the street and hold up traffic until your mayor understands what it is that they need to do to support and uplift the culture of people. We can't be fearful. This is not a time. We're not in a space in our society where we can just be fearful. We got to stand up and represent our culture, and we've got to defend ourselves. We can't just sit back and just be a dead horse.
Not only that, but it's with the last primary, I was very much so involved with that, and I got a chance just a couple weeks ago talking with Nikki Fried. Val Demings was not there, but I talked to her husband and just a lot of other people that are in political positions. And, you know, the thing about it is, if we're not there, involved, finding out what's going on, knowing what's going on, letting our voice be heard, you're not doing anything. And it's like you said earlier, if you're not doing nothing, don't say nothing now. Like when you know, for just lack of better words right now, when the shit hit the fan, don't complain. Yeah. I mean, I saw so many black people out here ready for another stimulus check. But it's like, okay, that stimulus check is not everything. Well, what are we going to do in the meantime? You know, we're waiting for other people to come and save us, and we're not trying to save ourselves.
And we have the capacity.
We do. Yes, we do. And then not only that, it's like, again, going back to what I said earlier, we get to these meetings, and especially Black Caucus, LGBTQ, women's rights, it's a lot of older white people that are very much so involved in a lot of these particular positions and organizations. It's a lot of older white people making decisions and a few older black people. And yet and still what we see, especially on social media and around in the communities, is all the young folks complaining, but I don't see y'all there.
Yeah.
I don't see y'all involved, because I was just there this week, and it was like, you know, well, we need to get a lot of more young people, especially people of color. We need to get a lot of young people in here and a lot of voices, again, people of color, because again, this is sad. These white folks that really do care are out here busting their ass for us.
Yeah, no, I was getting ready to say, you know, I'm grateful for our allies.
Absolutely.
Right? You got some people who are of a Caucasian descent that have dedicated their entire lives to the uplifting abolitionist work of freeing Black people. And I'm grateful for that. But I also believe in return that we have to, as our generation, we have to be more than a social media post.
Yes.
We've got to show up. We've got to be a part of the structures and the systems. We can't just protest and not come to the table and actually create that change that we also desperately desire to see. I think it's essential for us to have the relationship with the older generation that have actively been doing the work. I think that relationship should resemble something similar to the Paul and Timothy scenario, when Paul was in a Roman jail cell, and Timothy being ready and charged up for ministry. Timothy went and sat outside of Paul's windowsill and received the wisdom of Paul. And Paul says, I know you're anointed, and I know that you have the capacity to do this work because your grandmother was anointed and your mother was anointed. And so I think that that generation prior to ours has to be there to affirm the work that we're wanting to do, and they have to be there to give wisdom to the work that we are wanting to do. But I think as prophetic as our generation could be, we are sometimes pathetic when it comes down to utilizing wisdom. We are so emotional sometimes, and quite the microwave of a generation, that we want something quick, that we don't utilize the structures of wisdom and the avenues that are systemically already at our accessibility to be able to create that change and then move the needle past the change that's already available.
You know, with that, you said something earlier. We was talking about Mason Temple and Church of God in Christ. You know, with both of us being a part of this church, this is not the point, but this is the point. With both of us being a part of this grand old church, and Martin Luther King said his famous speech at Mason Temple, and just the movement and all of these great people coming through this church, Church of God in Christ. I mean, Bishop Ford, Bishop Owens, Bishop G.E. Patterson, and Blake, and you know, you even had the likes of George Bush coming through there. You had Clinton that came through there, and just all of these, and Jimmy Carter, all of these people that came through the Church of God in Christ, but yet and still, we don't need your post. We don't need your statement. These people were involved. When Emmett Till, boy, let me see something. Wait a minute, hold on, because I feel a little oboe shy. When Emmett Till died, who was there? Bishop L.H. Ford. I know he looked like a white man back then, but Bishop L.H. Ford was right, huh?
We have that. I said the church has to be present.
And nobody is saying anything.
Yeah.
They're quick to tell you about you going to hell, you damnation, and God is not pleased. And I'm like, baby, we're a nation that's going to be falling by the wayside if we don't get up out of our comfort zones and our houses and fight. Now, with that fight being said, because we have been lackadaisy for so long, I feel my shana now real quick. Because we have been lackadaisy for so long, when we do step in to fight, we're going to lose some people. We'll win, but we're going to lose some people in the fight. But we gotta fight. We gotta fight back and take our ground, take our stand, and all of those, because we've taken so long and we've been so passive with so many things that's going on. And the only time that we say anything is when it comes down to the death of our black and brown people, that we get out here and we march and we bust up buildings. And really the busting up building ain't really us, it's white folks, but that's a whole nother conversation. But we're out here marching and picketing signs and all these other things like that. I'm like, hey, we need to be doing this on a regular basis, and not only marching, but we have to do it in such a way to where there is no killing of black folks.
Yeah.
Because if we do go to the Capitol, we have to do it in such a way to where it doesn't cause chaos and confusion. Because what them white folks did was chaotic and confusion.
Well,
and
you know, just a year prior, we were at the Capitol, and they had more National Guard and more Capitol police officers than we could count.
Mm-hmm.
And there were far more of them on January the 6th than there were of us for a simple meeting of the March on Washington, Million Man March. You know, it's just incredible to see the way we are treated when we come together and stand for something. It's incredible to see, primarily because they know when black folks finally get on the same page, they do something. They got to say something. They got to do something. They got to change something. They got to shake up something, because when black folks get together, start tying our arms together and linking our arms in different generations, and you start seeing your Al Sharptons link arms with your Tamika Mallory's, and your Tamika Mallory's are linking arms with your Devante Hills, and your Devante Hills are linking arms with your Amber Paxtons. And when all these generations start coming together, white folks got to do something. They got to they got to do something. They got to change something. And if we just get on the same page, I think we're going to be all right after a while.
Not only that, but it's that when what the fear is, and we said this earlier, what the fear is the unity.
Yeah.
They want to bring about a separation, and they want to keep division. And sad but true, you have a lot of us who want to see that too. And so we have to use discernment, and we have to weed out the foolishness, and we have to stand for what's right. Because I don't care whether you're gay, straight, bi, black, brown, white. At the end of the day, take away the color, take away the sexuality, take away the titles. We are human beings.
Yeah, I think the church has moved us into a place of shame, to where we are, in fact, afraid of defending our own when they don't necessarily live the way we want them to live.
Yeah.
But I just thank God that I came from a family that, my family, we just kind of like,
come on now.
He ain't perfect, but he mine.
Hey.
Like my granddaddy would talk about these my first cousins and my other cousins, and I know he liked that. They do this little number here. I know he liked that, but he mine. It's my son.
Come on now.
My girl, she mine. You ain't gonna mess with her. And if we grasp that type of mentality, that I know you don't like the life that they live, but you're not gonna mess with them because they mine.
They mine.
I think when we start adopting that type of a mentality and defending our kids and stop putting them out just because they gay, and pushing them into the arms of Satan, I think we'll probably see a more impactful society and a more impactful change within our own community.
On that very note, I remember when I came out.
My nose is itching because my allergies bad.
Yeah, it is that season. It is that season. When I did do that, I did that because my grandmother said something to me. And I was confused because I was like, she just asked me a couple questions, and I was like, she said, Mario, we already know. And I was like, what? And what made me stand in the position that I stand today is because my family, preferably, the women and my daddy too, and my uncle, they affirmed me and said, no matter what you do or who you love, like you said, you mine. Mm-hmm. Like there ain't no, I'm gonna cast you out. No. Well, what I'm gonna cast you out to the streets to do? Because at the end of the day, you still represent me.
Got my blood running through your veins. You got
somebody. You got my blood running. My daddy was like, son, that you my son.
That actually will preach just a little bit.
Hey.
Man, look, I'm grateful that you invited me to talk, and we got to do this more often. We have to create that awareness and have these types of conversations. And I don't know why other pastors are afraid to have them, probably because they have secret desires that they don't want anybody to know about. But I think we have to have these types of conversations more consistent and more consistently, if you will, so that people can know that these topics that should be discussed don't have to be taboo.
Right.
And we can pull our society together using great platforms such as yours, such as the Jives Show, and being able to have these candid conversations. And so I'm proud of you, man. You stay focused, you stay committed down there in Florida. You got your work cut out for you with the scientists down there, and we're praying for you.
Well, Devante, again, I like you said, I appreciate you even taking this opportunity to even come on to let me see, how do I do this? Let me see. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. No, that's not it. Yep, that's it. Okay, so I do appreciate you taking this time. Oh, now who is that?
This is Otto.
Well, you got one or two.
I got a big one and a giant one. I mean, a miniature one and a giant one.
Okay, wasn't the other one named Richie?
That ain't my dog, Richie. I don't know who
What's
that was.
What's the other one name?
I have Memphis, and this is Otto.
Not Memphis. But listen, I want to just say thank you for even taking this opportunity to do this, because we're both young people, young men, and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're doing what our forefathers did and our ancestors did. Let's fight for the cause for a human race of people. And so I appreciate you. And we do have to do this again. And with that note, listen, I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow Devante Hill on all social media networks. And love you, man. I appreciate you. And we're going to talk soon, okay? Listen, y'all, make sure y'all share this video. Share this video. We're going to get back into this conversation. Let's go ahead and get into it. I love y'all. Peace out. We'll talk later.